BFDI Season 1 is about to get even more wacky. This video that you're watching is a part 2 video. If you haven't seen the first video, I highly recommend checking it out first. But let's jump right back into it. We finished episode 11 in the last episode, so let's jump into episode 12. At the start, we see Coiny and Fiery fighting as usual when Tennis Ball tries to defuse the drama but fails. Funnily enough, this group of 3 are the losers for Cake at Stake, which is what happens next. 2 are not safe and 1 is safe. Team Grapes will then choose from the 2 to be on their team while the other is eliminated. And the person who's safe is Fiery. Coiny and Tennis Ball are now at risk. Coiny gives a not so great speech when Tennis Ball says,
"We'll just slap Fiery all day long."
That's a good point.
yeah, the squashy grapes pick Tennis Ball. Coiny is eliminated. Anyways, the announcer has decided to officially break up teams as there's only 12 contestants left. He then shows the 12th contest, and that's to climb these ladders to the top. The race is on. Water balloons are then dropped to cause chaos, but Snowball's about to win when Pen speeds up and reaches the top first. After some time, the rest finish their climb, but Tennis Ball and Rocky have no hands and can't climb. But then Rocky barfs his way to the top and the leaderboard is set. Now that that's done, the announcer introduces a point system to the game, which will continue for future episodes. All contestants are given an initial bonus 30 points. Win tokens are now being removed, but are traded for 15 extra points to the people that still have some. Next, points are given for how well the contestants do in a contest. And for the ladder climbing one that just happened, the points are implemented. Also, all votes from previous episodes that were given to the contestants during the Cake at Stake sections are 1 minus point. Pencil has never gotten a vote, but the rest have, so the announcer slowly goes through them all. After that's all done, these are the current points. Snowball, Bubble, Rocky, and Tennis Ball are the lowest 4 and are up for elimination. On to episode 13, there's some drama at the start, but we also see what appears to be some fan characters. These fan characters will be seen throughout the rest of the show, but are not new contestants. Anyways, on to Cake at Stake, and the loser is revealed to be Snowball. Anyways, for the next competition, red balls have been hidden throughout and need to be brought to the announcer. The points depend on the order given. The Alliance is first to find some balls and Pencil gets first place, but Match's ball is actually marooned and she gets a 10-point penalty and needs to find another. Match gets mad and kicks the ball away, and Leafy ends up finding it and generously gives it to Ice Cube, not realizing it's marooned. Yeah, this ball is causing chaos. Ice Cube tries to give it, it doesn't work, and now Ice Cube wants revenge on Leafy. Tennis Ball and then Rocky come in next thanks to Rocky throwing up their balls. The competition goes on, drama ensues, false balls are shown, correct balls are shown, and yeah, it's nighttime now. The contest ends when the racer finally finds a red one. Match, Ice Cube, Rocky, and Tennis Ball have fallen into the danger zone and one will be eliminated. In episode 14, some of the contestants get themselves into a pickle and need help, but Ice Cube gets her revenge by not helping. This doesn't affect the story in any way, by the way. Now it's time for Cake at Stake. Ice Cube and Tennis Ball are revealed to be safe. It's just down to Match and Rocky, and the person eliminated is Match. Then she gets teleported into the TLC. The Alliance has shrunk, but then Ice Cube asks to join, and Pencil finally agrees.
Match will sure be angry.
Oh, silly Bubble, we haven't replaced her. We've substituted her.
Now it's down to the final 10 contestants, but not for long. The number is about to grow? Yeah, one of the eliminated players is about to rejoin the game. They need to take loaves of bread from the giant basket and place it into theirs. Whoever has the most before time runs out wins. So the contestants are off and Flower quickly takes the lead, but the rest are also determined. It's very close between a bunch of them, especially between Flower and Snowball, when Spongy suddenly comes in first with a single load. Coiny then drowns in the bread. The competition is still neck and neck and more people are drowning? How? Not sure. Spongy brings in another load and Pin starts tripping people to get more loaves. The time is almost up and Spongy comes in with one more load and takes the lead and wins. The leaderboard point thingy is shown and Spongy, who got 38 loaves in the challenge, gets added with 38 points. Now it's time for bonus challenge to get 15 bonus points. The challenge is to get the announcer's marble collection out of this bucket of acid, and then we see this chaos. But Tennis Ball has a magnet and wins the challenge, getting the extra 15 points. Before moving on, the announcer randomly gives the armless people 10 sympathy points since they are at a disadvantage.
Don't even think about it, Eraser.
Now on to the actual challenge, where the contestants need to jump over hurdles. Every successful jump is 5 points, and so the contest is on. Eraser is out first, then Pen and Fiery, then Leafy and Sponge, and oh yeah, did I mention that the hurdles are getting more and more difficult? The Alliance gives it a go, but after the attempt, only Bubble is successful. Tennis Ball and Rocky are then booted out, with Rocky giving some vomit art before his departure. I don't... Anyways, the next hurdle is literally insane, so Bubble fails and Blocky gives up, ending the challenge. After the points are added, Ice Cube, Leafy, Eraser, and Fiery have the 4 lowest scores. At the start of episode 15, we see that Pencil misses Match.
Ice Cube, you're a good person, but Match is way better.
What? Anyways, the others are thrown back into the TLC, and it's time for Cake at Stake. And this time, there's a crowd. The votes are in, and someone named David in the crowd got 39 votes. Even though he's not a contestant, those votes didn't count. Leafy and Fiery are shown to be safe, and the person eliminated is Eraser. He's then teleported to the TLC. Now we're back to the final 10. Anyways, the announcer reveals a barf bag and a taco, saying that the players have to choose between the 2 contests. After some choosing, the decisions are set. First is the barf bag contest, where every second you stay afloat, you gain a point. And the timer begins. Oh, and the liquid isn't actually vomit, by the way. Okay, never mind then. Pencil gets mad at Rocky and throws a bowling ball at him, eliminating him. Blocky then gets the ball, throws it, misses people, and tears a hole in the bag. But Pencil quickly clogs it up and then gets Blocky out. Pencil then makes some quote-unquote ice cream out of vomit and also Ice Cube. And after a taste from Bubble, she falls in. Pencil then drops it, which eliminates Ice Cube. And then the pillow unclogs and takes Pencil out, ending the contest. The points are added up, and now it's time for the taco contest, where contestants have to make a taco using any ingredients. The game is off, and Leafy, just like in the cake contest in episode 4, makes a big taco to share to people, but charges Pen
$250 million.
But Pen actually has that money, totally wasn't forged, and gives it to Leafy. Anyways, the others are hard at work, mostly doing fine, and some are even finishing. Fiery then finally finishes, and the contest is done. The tacos are then one by one given to the eliminated players. Every player that likes the taco gives them 10 points. Anyways, after some judging, Pen, Bubble, and Rocky are now in the danger zone. Yes, the danger zone has shrank by 1. In episode 16, the gang are now puppets. But wait, it's actually an April Fool's joke. Now it's time for Cake at Stake. Bubble is safe, and the eliminated player is Pen. Now for the challenge, which is a bowling contest. But the armless people can't participate and are automatically disqualified. Blocky is up first and gets 7 pins down. Bubble is next, and well, Fiery then cooks with his throw and gets 10 pins. Leafy's up and gets 3, and now it's down to Pencil, who gets 5 pins. The contest is over, but instead of gaining points, they can take away 30 points for every pin they knock down. Leafy knocked down 3, so can take off 90 points. Leafy wants equality and removes 10 points from everyone. Pencil does the same, except for her alliance. Blocky then targets Bubble, draining her to 0, and uses the rest to attack Pencil and Leafy because they drained some of his. Fiery's last, and because Ice Cube's like his opposite, he drains 100 from her, takes away 100 from Spongy because he's in the lead, and then he takes some away from Blocky, Leafy, and Pencil. The current scores are set. So who's up for elimination? All of them. Well, except for Fiery, who knocked down all 10 pins. He gets immunity. At the start of episode 17, Leafy gives Bubble some springy shoes. Anyways, onto Cake at Stake. We again see a crowd watching, and the announcer says this:
"One may join the game, but I'll get to that later."
Anyways, the votes are in. People are starting to be revealed as safe, and during this, Pencil, for the first time, has gotten some votes, but she's still safe. After some more results, the eliminated contestant is Blocky. Then the announcer reveals that the next contest is to throw frisbees, and that people must pair up. Pencil and Bubble pair up, leaving Ice Cube mad, but Leafy decides to pick Ice Cube for their duo. Spongy and Rocky team up, meaning Fiery and Tennis Ball are the last pair. The challenge is for each player to have 3 successful frozen catches to each other. If they don't do this by sundown, there will be a penalty. The contest is on, and Leafy accidentally shatters Ice Cube. Tennis Ball throws and Fiery catches with his tongue. He launches his back, and now they need one more catch, but Tennis Ball cannot throw.
Your saliva is too sticky.
Meanwhile, Leafy is trying to recover Ice Cube. Pencil and Bubble then complete the challenge along with Rocky and Spongy. The sun is setting, so Fiery gets another frisbee and they complete the challenge. Leafy then finally revives Ice Cube, but after one more throw, no! The announcer then starts giving points. Ice Cube had the least votes at Cake at Stake, so she gets 125 points. Pencil and Bubble won the Frisbee challenge in first, so they get 200 points. Spongy and Rocky were second and got 100 points. And finally, Fiery and Tennis Ball get 15 points. Ice Cube and Leafy get a penalty, which is revealed to be The current scores are then shown. Tennis Ball, Ice Cube, and Leafy are in danger of being eliminated.
But the voters won't be deciding who will be eliminated. The contestants will.
So, what are the voters voting on? Well, they get to choose one of these 30 fan characters to join the battle for Dream Island. Quick pause, we are around halfway through the video, and if you like content about stuff on YouTube, then please consider subscribing. At the start of episode 18, the eliminated players are plotting how to escape the TLC. But now it's time for Cake at Stake, where the contestants vote for who is eliminated. The players start their voting, and by the end, Ice Cube is safe, but Leafy and Tennis Ball are tied and need a tiebreaker. So the announcer says whoever jumps over the ledge first is safe. Tennis Ball jumps, fails, lands on this thing, which sets off this hammer, helping Leafy, who is now safe. Tennis Ball is eliminated. Now it's time to see who was voted in by the viewers. Cake at Stake starts again, and everyone has been gathered.
We got a total of 450 votes. The person who gets the most votes will enter the game.
The votes are slowly being revealed, and in the end, the winner is David. The others are sent to LOL. David is now added to the scoreboard, but due to budget cuts, it downgrades and can only hold double digits. Anyways, the next challenge is a staring contest, and it's done in brackets, like a tournament. Up first is Rocky and Ice Cube, and, well, that was fast. Rocky moves up. Next is Pencil and Spongy. Meanwhile, we cut to the TLC. Basically, in this episode, there's a whole B-plot of them trying to figure out how to escape. They talk about how the TLC will open soon and need to topple it on its side. Anyways, Spongy blinks and Pencil wins. Next is Fiery and David. David moves up. Bubble versus Leafy is next, but Bubble is having a hard time staring with those shoes, so throws them away. This baffles Leafy and she loses. Round 1 is done, and now it's time for round 2. Meanwhile, the eliminated players plan to slide down the hill to get on the side. They are worried about falling into the ocean, but the trees should stop them before that. Anyways, next is Rocky versus Pencil. Rocky vomits a ton of projectiles, but Pencil dodges them and reflects and wins. Anyways, David scares Bubble and wins. Now it's time for the final round, Pencil versus David. Back at the TLC, they start rolling down the hill, but they land on the springy shoes and get launched over the trees into the water. Now the episode cuts back between Pencil and David, the two finalists, having an intense staring battle, and also between the TLC starting to fill with water. This goes on through the night, and then the sunrise literally lifts the TLC from the ocean floor, and then David finally blinks.
David's allergic to sunrises.
Anyways, the points are then added up depending on how well they did, and when we get to Pencil, who receives 60 points, this happens. Yup, it loops around, and now Pencil is in the danger zone with Spongy and Fiery. In episode 19, we go to Cake at Stake. Fiery is safe, so it's between Spongy and Pencil, and the person eliminated is Pencil. Now there are 7 contestants left. Oh, and the announcer, well, announces that there will be no more points moving forward. The next challenge is a unicycle race, and the first 3 to win are safe. Leafy and Ice Cube scurry off, with Leafy exclaiming that Bubble is a backstabber, which Bubble says are lies. Then Ice Cube and Leafy fall off a cliff. Yeah, they went the wrong way. Anyways, Fiery is in the lead. He then stops right before a cliff when bang! Spongy runs into him, knocking them both down here. Bubble then bounces off Spongy and is first.
So you get immunity.
Yo, okay.
Rocky then vomits to victory. Fiery then reaches the top, burning David to a crisp at the same time, and he is the final contestant with immunity. Leafy, Ice Cube, Spongy, and David are the losers. But Bubble, the first place winner, can choose one loser to get immunity.
Then I'll give it to Leafy to prove to her that I'm a nice person after all.
David, Spongy, and Ice Cube are up for elimination. In episode 20, all of the remaining characters are scooped all the way up into space. The announcer explains that this is for budget cuts. What? Anyways, onto Cake at Stake. Ice Cube is revealed to be safe, and the eliminated player is David. Fiery and Leafy become friends, by the way. Anyways, all players are given immunity and need to get into a spaceship. If they get hit by anything, they lose their immunity. Leafy and Fiery shoot at Spongy to eliminate him, but as you can see, he is very good at dodging, and then Spongy shoots Leafy. Then suddenly, they start getting dragged into a black hole and even lose Spongy, but then...
Hoy, where'd it go?
We had to sell it because of budget cuts.
Same goes for Fiery's spaceship, but not for Bubbles for some reason. Bubble then shoots Fiery. Bubble wins! The losers are then brought back, and Bubble, the only one left with immunity, gets to choose someone else to have it as well. She chooses Luffy. She chooses Leafy to prove that she is a nice person again. This means that Ice Cube, Rocky, Fiery, and Spongy are eligible for elimination. But there's a catch. The eliminated players will be voting for who goes out. So what does the audience vote for? Well, for an eliminated player to rejoin the game.
I was wondering, how are we in space, yet able to talk, paddle, breathe, and not explode?
Budget cuts.
In episode 21, everyone wants to go back to Earth, but the last spaceship is out of fuel. They have some fuel, however, the announcer says that it only runs on big yellow squishy contestants. They finally make their way back to Earth. Now it's time for Cake at Stake, where the eliminated players will eliminate one of the bottom 4.
Yoyo cake!
You know, I've actually got some yoyo cake with me right now. It's made from the exotic yoyo berry from Yoyoland, which is on my map, right here. Hung.
Anyways, the votes begin, and Flower votes Ice Cube because she didn't call her beautiful. Man, she really holds a grudge. Blocky votes Fiery, Woody votes Ice Cube, Pin votes Spongy, Needle and Teardrop vote Fiery, Golf Ball votes Ice Cube, Coiny votes Fiery, of course, and Snowball votes for Ice Cube because if she is eliminated and brought to the TLC, it will help cool the place down because apparently it's hot. And literally everyone else agrees on this. Ice Cube is eliminated. Now it's time for the audience's vote for an eliminated player to come back. Cake at Stake starts again. The votes are being revealed, and eventually we get to the final 2, Flower and Teardrop. The winner who is rejoining the game is Flower. Anyways, the challenge for this episode is a long jump. Whoever jumps the furthest wins immunity. Spongy tries his best, Rocky flutters far across, Bubble turns into metal mid-jump, and Leafy explains that this was a side effect from the yoyo berries. Flower then throws Fiery to here, and then Leafy does this.
You can too.
Yay! I'm in Yoyoland!
Flower then takes a step, and the winner by far is Leafy. But Leafy feels bad for Spongy and gives him her immunity. The votes are between these contestants right here. At the start of episode 22, there are a bunch of shenanigans that eventually lead to Spongy landing on and destroying the announcer. Luckily, Fiery made a replacement speaker box, but Flower made one too and wants hers to be used. There's some fighting between the two, but Leafy says that they could just use both. On to Cake at Stake, and they have some yoyo cake for this time. Anyways, the segment commences, and eventually the loser is revealed to be Rocky, who gets sent to the TLC. The contest for this episode is, well, the hosts have 2 contests and can't decide. A vote is cast and the Volcano contest wins. They are all dropped in, and the first person out wins immunity. Fiery starts to swim in the lava while the others can't really do that and respawn. And they don't seem to get the memo.
Hey, why don't you run across Spongy as he's falling in?
Now there we go, that's a plan. After some more parkour, they even catch up to Fiery. But then in this segment, Leafy is burnt to a crisp and respawns and is now parkouring with Flower. And they somehow catch up to the leaders.
Nightmare move!
Fiery is now making his way out. But then the volcano starts to erupt, killing all of them and then completing its eruption. The Master Recovery Center flies through the air, lands, and respawns everyone. They need a tiebreaker, so they fall back on the beauty contest. The Flower speaker box wants Flower to win, while the Fiery speaker box wants Fiery to win, so they decide that both get immunity, meaning Bubble, Leafy, and Spongy are in danger of elimination. Oh, and they all turn metal at the end. In episode 23, they get a letter saying that the Announcer Recovery Center is being worked on. Then we see that Ice Cube escaped the TLC because there was a hole. They need metal to fix it, so they literally use the contestants to get some. They all recover and the TLC is fixed. Now onto Cake at Stake. Oh, and the old announcer is back. And there's some other announcers for some reason. Anyways, votes are being shown and it's down to Leafy and Spongy. And the eliminated player is Spongy, who gets TP'd. Anyways, onto the final contest, which is a combination of all previous contests. The first person to complete it all in order wins immunity. So the contest is on and Flower quickly takes the lead. She gets to the rock wall and demands Bubble to help her over, but Bubble refuses and then gets popped. Anyways, Fiery and Leafy are on their way when Leafy gets dragged down and eaten, starting over. The contest goes on and Flowery keeps causing chaos and kills Fiery. Bubble then gets back and reluctantly agrees to help Flower.
What? Good way!
Well, now Bubble is in the lead and is taking a test but keeps failing, unfortunately, and the rest are on their way. They take the test and are successful. Poor Bubble. But Leafy helps her though. Anyways, the leaders are at the cake part, but Flower places dirt and then falls. Fiery is making an actual cake, but Bubble and Leafy show up and just place dirt as well, and are on a roll, completing a bunch of the challenges.
Oh no, this is a maroon ball.
Okay, now it's just Bubble. And she eventually makes it to the volcano and just needs to reach the top, but the others catch up. Flower and Fiery start climbing, but Leafy accidentally presses a button and deletes the pole. This scenario then happens and then both of them die. Then Leafy and Bubble start to get into a heated argument, and then Flower gets back and kills Leafy, and Bubble then kills Flower, and then Bubble wins and gets immunity. Fiery, Flower, and Leafy are up for elimination. In episode 24, Fiery and Leafy are on a Ferris wheel, but Fiery put in a lava fall.
No! Get me out of this thing!
Oh my gosh, Leafy, just calm down and enjoy the ride.
Anyways, onto Cake at Stake. Turns out though that the announcers sold the recovery center and Leafy is gone for good, but Cake at Stake still goes on. Anyways, the votes are in and are lower than the previous episode's vote number for a 3rd time in a row. The announcer is mad and cancels BFDI and no one gets Stream Island. Flower gets angry and throws these balls at the announcer, which turn out to be bugs, which multiply like crazy. They're running for their lives while the bugs consume everything. There's a canyon and they jump over it, but Flower is taken out by an asteroid. Bubble suggests Fiery burn the bugs. Fiery tries this, gets eaten, but that bug burns up, leading to this whole situation happening, making a mesmerizing pattern, but the bugs are still spreading faster than burning. The announcer accidentally reveals his secret that he built the bugs and pops Bubble, so Bubble can't spread this information. Then the announcer finally deletes all of them, stopping the chaos. But all the contestants are gone, except for David, who is immune to bugs. So the announcer, with a David cloner, dresses David clones up as the contestants, and he also decides to not cancel BFDI. Cake State goes on, and eventually it's down to Flower and Leafy, and the eliminated player is Flower.
What? No way.
Oh my gosh, how did you people come back?
We faked our deaths, obviously.
Whatever.
Flower then keeps deflecting the teleportation device, but eventually finally gets hit. Bubble, Fiery, and Leafy are the finalists, and the viewers get to vote on who wins BFDI. In episode 25, it's time for the final Cake at Stake, which has a massive crowd, and the eliminated players are finally released. Before we see who the winner is voted by the viewers, we first get to hear who the eliminated players want to win, and the common consensus by them is Leafy, but who actually won? First, Bubble is revealed to have the least votes, meaning it's between Fiery and Leafy, and the winner of Dream Island is Fiery!
Yeah.
Now Fiery gets to choose who gets to join him in Dream Island. And Fiery is actually being pretty nice and literally letting everyone in, it seems. He even gets to Coiny, who he wasn't going to let in at first, but Coiny makes a good argument, I guess, and Fiery lets him in. Now it's just Leafy, but Fiery says,
Well, Leafy, I don't think I can let you in.
What? But you let everybody else in, even Coiny.
Leafy, when you rode my Ferris wheel, you said...
Give me all of this thing!
That really hurt me, deep down inside.
Yep, Fiery does not let Leafy in. So Leafy calls the announcer and literally buys Dream Island, and is now the official owner. And now Dream Island is gone from Fiery.
We had to sell it because of budget slicings.
There is a bunch of discourse that starts going on, including Flower getting murdered by a meteor. Pencil then realizes that Leafy wasn't included.
Oh my gosh, look, it's a UFO! I'm not falling for that trick.
Turns out there actually is a UFO. Anyways, Flower is back and wants a celebration because of this, but Bubble calls her out for always being so self-centered. So Flower goes on a rampage and starts destroying all the recovery centers. There's also chaos going on in the UFO. Meanwhile, the others decide to find out who now owns Dream Island, so they go and ask Leafy, who denies owning it. Anyways, Flower is still going crazy, and Fiery and Coiny both agree that she needs to stop and become friends over this, maybe? Meanwhile, Leafy explains how mean Fiery was, and there is some more discussion and arguments, and Golf Ball eventually starts connecting the dots and thinks Leafy bought the island. Flower then destroys the Master Recovery Center and officially kills Bubble, but then the UFO lands on her, and also Woody died of a heart attack. Anyways, the announcer, along with a bunch of other announcers, get on the UFO and leave. Fiery feels bad about excluding Leafy, but the others want Leafy dead, because they now know that she was the one who bought Dream Island. They then use Flower's announcer crusher and place her under it, but just before getting squished, Fiery saves her, and explains,
Leafy, I'm sorry for what I did. I realized that what I wanted most wasn't Dream Island. It's you, your friendship.
and so they fly off into the sunset. That was BFDI Season 1. Now I might not make a recap on the other seasons, maybe a bit later. If you guys want to see some theory and analysis videos, like about the most recent stuff like the Power of 2, then I might do so. So subscribe, and also check out this video right here. It's a giant recap video of the Alan Becker universe. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.